During a benefit concert performance, a singer being raised from beneath the stage on a hydraulic platform suddenly dropped back down moments after emerging, causing serious leg injuries from the forceful level change. This incident highlights the dangers of mechanical failures in live event equipment. Hydraulic platforms must be properly inspected and tested before performances, with redundant safety locks in place to prevent sudden drops. Clear coordination between stage crew and performers, along with routine maintenance and emergency stop systems, is essential to reduce the risk of serious injury during live productions. On a highway, during roundabout construction, a speeding car struck another vehicle, then tumbled down the road and plunged into the construction hole, nearly burying a worker inside. Fortunately, the worker in the hole was unharmed. This incident highlights the extreme risks of active road construction zones exposed to live traffic. Construction areas must be clearly and heavily barricaded, with proper signage, speed controls, and physical barriers to protect workers from passing vehicles. Drivers must slow down and remain alert in work zones, while crews should use spotters and exclusion zones around open excavations to reduce the risk of vehicles entering active work areas. In a park, a worker standing on a ladder leaned against a tree branch was cutting overgrown tree branches when he accidentally cut the very branch supporting the ladder, causing it to tip and send him falling from a significant height. This incident highlights the dangers of improper ladder placement during tree work. Ladders should never be supported by branches that may be cut or shifted, and workers must ensure a stable footing and secure anchor points before beginning. Proper planning, awareness of support structures, and safe positioning are critical to prevent serious fall injuries during pruning and maintenance tasks. In a town street, a man riding his bicycle was suddenly struck when a nearby brick wall collapsed without warning, burying him beneath falling bricks and debris. The impact knocked him off his bike and pinned him to the ground under the weight of the rubble. This incident highlights the dangers posed by unstable or aging structures located near public walkways and roads. Temporary fencing or exclusion zones should be installed around unsafe structures until repairs are completed. Proactive maintenance, proper inspections, and public safety controls are essential to prevent sudden collapses and severe struck-by injuries. During an electrical post installation, a mobile crane arm and two workers were positioning a new utility pole when it accidentally leaned into live electrical wiring, causing immediate electrocution and severe burns to both workers. The sudden contact energized the equipment, turning the crane and the surrounding area into a deadly hazard zone within seconds. This incident highlights the extreme dangers of working near energized power lines. All electrical sources must be identified and de-energized whenever possible before lifting operations begin. Minimum clearance distances must be strictly maintained, and spotters should be assigned to guide crane movements. In a shipyard, fresh cement was being poured while a worker manually guided the concrete boom arm into position. Suddenly, it came in contact with overhead electrical wires, instantly electrocuting the worker and causing him to collapse to the ground. Although a spotter was present, no warning was given that the boom was going to touch the live wire. This incident highlights the critical risks of operating boom equipment near energized power lines. All overhead hazards must be clearly identified before work begins, and minimum clearance distances must be strictly enforced. Spotters must remain actively engaged and communicate immediately when unsafe conditions arise. Inside a mall, two students riding an escalator noticed the platform cover at the exit wobbling, but did nothing as a woman and her child approached. Moments later, as the woman stepped off, the loose cover suddenly collapsed, causing her to fall into the exposed escalator mechanism. She managed to lift her child to safety, while she herself dropped into the opening below. This incident highlights the dangers of unsecured escalator components in public spaces. Escalator landings must be regularly inspected, and any signs of movement or instability should trigger immediate shutdown and repair. Warning signage and rapid reporting of hazards are essential to protect shoppers from sudden falls and entrapment injuries. Outside a newly constructed church, a man walked through a crowd trying to get a better view when he stepped onto roofing material, covering an open floor hole, and fell straight through. Although warning tape and cones were clearly placed around the area to signal the hazard, he ignored them and entered the restricted zone anyway. This incident highlights the dangers of unsecured floor openings and the importance of respecting safety barriers. Temporary covers must be load-rated and firmly secured, and restricted areas must be strictly enforced. Clear signage, physical barricades, and worker supervision are essential to prevent fall-through accidents at construction sites. During a DIY home renovation, a woman operating a mobile concrete mixer was accidentally electrocuted. With no one nearby to assist immediately, she remained in contact with the energized equipment, and by the time someone arrived, it was too late to save her. This incident highlights the extreme dangers of handling electrically powered equipment without proper precautions, especially in residential or unsupervised settings. All electrical tools must be properly grounded, inspected for damage, and used with insulated gloves and footwear. Never operate powered machinery alone, and always have someone nearby or a communication plan in case of emergency. At a condo construction site, a crane carrying a bundle of long reinforcement bars accidentally swung into multiple workers, causing several minor injuries as they went about their normal operations. The sudden movement of the heavy load created a dangerous situation, forcing nearby crews to stop work and assist the injured. This incident highlights the hazards of uncontrolled suspended loads on construction sites. Strict adherence to lift planning, use of taglines, exclusion zones, and clear communication between crane operators and ground crews is essential to prevent struck-by injuries and maintain a safe working environment. At a courier facility, a worker standing atop a tall stack of boxes with a parked forklift at the back tried to hand a package to a colleague inside a truck. Losing balance due to the awkward positioning and weight of the box, he fell, striking his head against the forklift frame. This incident highlights the dangers of standing on unstable surfaces during material handling. Workers should never climb on boxes or vehicles, and proper lifting techniques and equipment, such as step platforms or ladders, should be used. Clear safety protocols, personal protective equipment, and proper training are essential to prevent falls and head injuries in warehouse and courier operations. During a cement pouring job, a concrete mixer was positioned to fill a hole when the soft, unstable ground beneath it suddenly collapsed like sand. A worker standing nearby fell into the hole as the mixer toppled over, crushing him under its weight. The sudden ground failure caused both the heavy equipment and the worker to be trapped in the unstable area, complicating rescue operations and vehicle removal. This incident highlights the critical dangers of working on unstable or untested ground with heavy machinery. Proper site assessment, ground compaction checks, and stabilized platforms are essential to prevent equipment overturns and fatal crushing injuries. Workers should maintain safe distances from active machinery on soft surfaces at all times.